Hey, what's going on, everybody? Fabs here. Sorry for the late file. Just got back from Survivor Series. Watched my buddy Miz and some of the other WWE superstars. The Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan match. Really good. If you didn't get a chance to check it out, definitely see it. All right, so let's go through some of the early Week 12 waiver wire players. Start at quarterback, Lamar Jackson, who I said to pick up last week. 27 carries. I mean, craziness. Good matchup against Oakland coming up also. Jameis Winston. Hey, we all knew Ryan Fitzpatrick is, a couple of turnovers away from losing the job. Look what happened. Winston almost brought the Bucs back. He plays San Francisco next week, assuming he's the starter. We'll see what happens. Baker Mayfield could be on the waiver wire, coming off a bye. Good matchup against Cincinnati. And moving on to running backs. Gus, I'm not going to swear, Edwards. Okay, Alex Collins was a great play this week. And all of a sudden, Gus Edwards, who, I think he had 14 or 16 touches all season long, and then all of a sudden today they decide they're going to give him, sometimes my job is not that fun. So Gus Edwards is now worth adding off the waiver wire, although you would think there's going to be a committee situation there. I don't know. It's a mess. I'm still shocked that this guy came out of nowhere and stole all the fantasy points I was hoping to get from Alex Collins. Maybe I'll do a rant on that. Josh Adams, Eagles, told you to pick him up last week. Still looks like the best Eagles running back. Pick him up now. Giants up next. LeGarrette Blount playing on Thanksgiving. Keep in mind, Kerryon Johnson on a short week. Not sure if he's going to be able to come back or not, and haven't seen any news on that at this point. So LeGarrette Blount could be worth adding as a flex starter. Same go with Theo Riddick, although he was disappointing today. I thought he'd get more looks as a receiver and didn't put up very good numbers. Frank Gore coming off a bye. Matchup there against the Colts. Revenge game, maybe. He's worth a look off the waiver wire. Elijah McGuire coming off a bye has looked like the best Jets running back in the last couple of weeks, playing New England this week. Moving on to the wide receivers, Traquan Smith, who I liked this week. I just didn't trust him overall, and he ended up, the Saints offense is like ridiculous right now. Kiki QT, a pretty good game. Demaryius Thomas, nothing. And QT ends up putting up a decent stat line, worth adding off the waiver wire. Christian Kirk, who was one of my sleepers this week against the Raiders, had a very solid game, and he certainly has a rapport with Josh Rosen, so he's worth adding. Plays the Chargers coming up. DJ Moore, he might have been dropped in your league after having a couple of bad weeks. Had a big week a few weeks ago and was a wet add off the waiver wire. Then kind of faded, bounced back big time today. Curtis Samuel, another one if you're in a deeper league. At tight end, there's not much out there. Jonnu Smith could be worth a look, though, off the waiver wire if you're hurting. And in terms of defenses, now you've got Alex Smith out for the season. Praying for him. Horrible injury, and just unreal that it happened 33 years to the day that Joe Theismann was injured, and Theismann, I think, was at the stadium. Very, very strange. So now you've got Colt McCoy, and I believe they play the Cowboys coming up on Thanksgiving. And how about them Cowboys? 2 wins in a row. Shocking. And so you've got to look for anyone playing against the Jets, and the Jets' next opponent is New England, and they could be on the waiver wire because they are coming off a bye, so keep that in mind as well. So those are your early Week 12 waiver wire looks. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone because I did this very quickly. Been a long day, been up since about 4:30 a.m., and going to be getting up early tomorrow to prepare for NFL Fantasy Live. Hope you guys did well in your fantasy football leagues, and apologies for that call on Carson Wentz. I can't believe he had that big of a stinker against the Saints. But these things happen. Anyways, good night, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.